About 7:30, so
Did you have one?
call the East China Township Board meeting for August 1st, 2022 to order, please. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Babel? Here. Trustee Knox?
Here.
Trustee Richley?
Here.
Clerk Matei here. Supervisor Wester?
Here. Pledge allegiance. Pledge allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Me too. This goes together, right?
Next item is to approve the agenda. And again, I'd like to amend that. We're going to add under C4, the consent agenda, there's also the St. Clair Area Fire Authority that they adopted, that I passed out. That's on your table there. That's Green City's on here, but I'm adding St. Clair Area Fire Authority for that. If that's okay with everybody.
It's C5, you mean? C5.
Pardon me?
C5. I'm sorry.
Yep, we're adding C5.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the agenda with the correction.
Addition.
Adding C.
Addition, yeah.
You want to put it C5, St. Clair Area Fire Authority budget?
Correct.
Okay.
Support.
Move and support. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes, last meeting.
Make a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
Motion by Mr. Richley.
I support.
Here's support on that.
Babel?
Okay.
Supported.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Guest speakers, presentations, the sheriff. You're up.
Didn't know I could call a guest speaker, but Apple, I'm the captain of the rope patrol, and...
Can you use the podium, please, because they can
Got the microphone.
They got the mic to record. Sorry.
Okay, is this better?
Yeah, fine for us either
Okay.
way, but they
Matt
record.
Pohl, captain for the rope patrol, St. Clair County Sheriff, and I'm here for just the quarterly, I think, or no, first Monday of the month, I'm sorry, so I'm here for the monthly. The only thing I know that we really have changing would be come the start up of school within a month, then our deputies would revert back to that 7A to 7P start and finish time instead of that adjusted
Right.
summertime hours that we had going.
With the school year then?
Yes.
Anything else happening?
That's about all I have. Are you guys all set for the morning here as far as voting goes?
We're ready.
I think so.
Yeah.
I had a question about if they got any further with the vandalism at the park. Have you guys got anywhere with that?
That I'm not certain about, but I can look into it. Just
Okay.
the township park over here.
Yeah, I think we had a couple reports on that filed, and I just wasn't sure if they had done anything on it more on it.
Right.
Probably not, but you know, it is.
I'll get an answer for you.
No big deal.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I looked at the quarter reports, pretty much as average, no comment. Looks like they're keeping you busy, though.
Summertime usually is, especially with all the festivals, and I think we may have one or two more, but that's usually what consumes most of our time, especially on the weekend, so looking forward to get back to normal.
Well, that was short and sweet for you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
thank you.
We appreciate it. Public comment. Time limit of 3 minutes per person. Anyone wishing to address the board? Name and address, please, when you do.
Yeah, Kevin Simonetta, 5071 Point Drive, East China. Yeah, the reason I'm here, I had come into, what was that, the cemetery meeting?
Cemetery commission meeting, yeah.
Yeah, and I inquired about getting a fence. See what would it take to put a fence up in the front of Rose Hill? I've been over there since 93. My whole family's over there. And people go in there at night with cars. I've seen them in there. They park, beer cans. I've had candle holders stolen from the gravesite. So I just came in and inquired about what would it take to get a fence put up the front. And one lady on the group said, well, that's not going to do nothing. You need to put it all the way around. No, you don't. You got woods on both sides. You got the brine field in back. There's no way anybody can get a vehicle in there. And that was my concern. You know what? I'd like to know the frontage, maybe get an estimate, see what we got to do if we donate. maybe get people to donate. I'm not looking for the township to pay for it, but maybe we can do something, you know?
Could you explain to me somewhat about the area in which you are talking about?
Rose Hill Cemetery,
Rose Hill
Putty Gut.
Cemetery.
Putty
Okay.
Gut.
Putty Gut,
Yeah.
yes.
All right, yeah, I thought, I was
Along
trying to
the
connect
front.
that with your address. Okay,
And then-
gotcha. All
Trying to
right.
think about
The lady had spoken and said, well, Marine City don't have a fence. St. Clair don't have a fence. Yeah, but you got residents around there. You've got people driving up and down the street. Putty Gut's like a rural area. There's not a whole lot of people go down there, but construction people. And I've seen a lot of stuff go on in that cemetery. You know, I pick up beer cans all the time in the back corner. So, you know, I was just thinking, you know, I don't think it would hurt, you know, I don't know what the frontage is, we didn't find out.
No.
I bet you it's 500, maybe 600 feet.
Years ago, we did look into doing that, and the
Right.
cost was, the kind of fence they were looking for, though, was really costly. So
Right,
It kind of got dropped years ago, but
Maybe we can get the sheriff to make a, since he's here, make
He's
some
not there at
periodic
night.
visits out there.
Yeah, but he's not there. I've seen him in there, but not at nighttime.
right.
You know, I'm talking 9, 10 o'clock at night. Well, I see him in there all the time. I see the police in there, you know. But, I don't know, would it hurt to, you know,
Right.
get the information on the frontage, maybe get an estimate, and we go from there? You know, I've talked to a lot of people at the cemetery, and they say, oh, yeah, I'll donate, you know, and, you know, when it comes up to it, you know, but I don't think it would hurt to look into it.
Right. There might be more support than we even realized for it.
Right, and then I would,
People.
you know, and one lady spoke up and said, well, you know, who's gonna unlock it? Well, I said, well, you know, the DPW could unlock it in the morning, you know, the workers. Well, that's not gonna work. Maybe we can get a volunteer to open it up and lock it up. I'd be willing to do it, I'm right here.
That'd probably be the minor
We
problem.
have staff there
Yeah.
every day, though, too.
I think that'd be.
I don't know about
Exactly.
the weekend, but, yeah, we do have staff there.
You know, but, you know, I just thought, you know, my whole family's over there. I got 18 plots. And I got, what do they call the cribs with urns in them?
Columbarium?
I got 3 of them. So,
Yeah, we kind of,
We can get
Talked about it a little
information
bit
on
earlier,
it.
and we
Maybe
can-
the cemetery committee can form, you know,
the cemetery.
add
yeah,
that up.
that'd be good, you know.
Put it
Check
on
it
the
out.
agenda for
We can
next
go from
month's
there, you know,
time.
see what the hell we're talking. I
The
don't,
cemetery committee was gonna look into it, I think,
Gather.
yeah, it's a good idea.
right, you know, and I don't think it would hurt the value of the property, you know. If anything, we could raise the plots a little bit too, you know. You got, really, if you got a nice fence up there, I'm not talking about a cyclone fence.
Right, no.
I'm talking about a cemetery fence.
Yeah, it's gotta be a nice cemetery. fence.
Exactly.
Right.
You're not gonna put.
And that's something that's gonna be there forever, you know.
Well, at least if we
Right.
know, we can maybe start a collection for it or something.
Right, you start a collection, you know, to do a little advertising, you know, I got a sister that prints, I put stuff out there,
Okay, thank you,
okay?
appreciate it.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks,
thank you.
Kevin.
Thanks.
Bye, Sandy.
All right, anybody else? Good, okay. Moving on.
Sheriff, you don't need to stay here for this whole thing if you don't, if you got other things to do.
respect while you're speaking, so.
That was very nice.
We won't
Thank
we won't
you.
be offended, that's okay.
Yeah, if there's something we can do more with that cemetery, let us know, but,
Well, you heard what he said.
Well, your hours are what, till
After hours.
10 right
So 10
now?
now in the
And
summer,
it's gonna
so
go back a
I
little
don't
bit,
know if
yeah.
I guess I missed it, was just a kind of a weekend thing, if people are partying?
Nights.
there, or-
Yeah, sometime at night, I can
Yeah.
You know, he didn't mention,
Kids.
but you can get into that cemetery from the woods on the west side. There is a road backside that comes in way into the back of the cemetery, so.
Yeah, I don't know if a lot of
Well, not
people.
Although the fence in front would slow down most people. They
That
just-
could
they-
be a
they
gate
just
or
don't
a
know those
cable
people.
across
Right.
that.
But anybody that truly wants to get in there,
Yeah,
they're
just
gonna
put
get in
cable
there if
across that
there's
one.
no
Regardless,
fence
you're
all the
right.
way around it.
You're right.
you
Cable
know.
across the driveway
Yeah,
probably
might
slow them
be
down a little
too
bit.
Yeah.
Anyway,
They'll
whatever.
just drive around it
Whatever.
probably, but yeah, okay, consent agenda. C1, building permit report for July of 2022, Park Commission, June 2022 meeting minutes. C3, Cemetery Advisory Committee, July 2022 meeting minutes. C4, the Marine City Area Fire Authority 2022-2023 budget request revenues. And C5 is the St. Clair Area Fire Authority 2022-2023 budget.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
So moved, and we hear support for that?
Support.
Support. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, carried. Disbursements. Payroll, $32,760.03. Accounts payable, $132,390.02. EFTs were $11,525.14. E-checks, 50 and 51 for $451.13. Tax account, the 3760 to 62 was $336,016.44. Invoices, $67,576.16 for a total of a lot of money, $580,718.92.
I'll make a motion that we pay the bills in the amount of $580,718.92.
With Mr. Knotts.
Support.
Clerk, please call roll.
Roll call vote, trustee Babel,
Yes.
trustee Knotts,
Yes.
trustee Richley.
Yes.
Clerk Matei, yes. Supervisor Westrick.
Yes. I don't have any unfinished old business unless someone else does. New business. Number one, lawn maintenance contract. Mr. Knotts. You
All right.
explained it real well, so there you
He wants
go.
to shove it off me. There wasn't a whole lot of information in this packet, and I grumped a little bit, and I got last week's packet, because I don't keep them. So I got last week's packet, trying to figure out why he's recommending Kevin. Well, I added them all up, the ones that he wants to do, which is only about half of them. And Kevin's $8,705 to do all that stuff.
Per
And
month.
Tommy wants $13,938 to do the same thing. So that is the reason why I'm sure Blaine is recommending Kevin. And of course, he's had experience with Kevin as well, so. I have no problem with it. We
Are you
decided when
including
to
the
do it last time
cleanup
of day.
with those numbers? Was that the cleanup included with those numbers?
It's everything that's included in this cost estimate thing he presented
Right.
to us last month. And the only thing we didn't have was totals on it, so I went down through there and totaled up the ones he wants to keep.
That's if you added everything in, Sandy, to answer your question. We control per application or season, there's different unit items that he's gonna pick and choose from. The cost of cutting only, Township Hall's $110, there's a vacant lot at 60, tennis court lot was 60.
Well, that isn't what it says here. He wants to
Bryson
do
Lane,
lawn
40.
maintenance services, and that's what he's asking for.
Yeah, but it's either per season or per application. He just had different numbers when I talked to him about it. He will probably have them do this. But that's not the cost per cut, to answer your question.
What do we authorize him to spend on this contract?
Uh,
That's what I was trying to figure out.
Yeah, basically, I think that's what, and I know he's not here tonight, but to do the line item numbers that you have there, everything but the two towers, DPW and the water plant, sewer plant does their own already. They're gonna cut them at that per cut basis price that's listed there. And then if he wants fall cleanup or spraying done, those items are on there. He wants approval to be able to do that if he wants to do it. So yes, I mean, he's asking for approval to
We
utilize
want to
these
do it
prices.
for the, approving a necessary cost for everything, but he's going to be, he may not use it. Is that what you're saying?
That is correct, but it's all on there and we are approving it if he wants to use it.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I got no
Makes
problem with
sense?
that.
Okay.
And I added it all up, and it comes to $8,705 for Kevin, his recommended supplier. And I will make a motion that we authorize the DPW supervisor to contract with Kevin's Lawn Care for maintenance of lots 1, 2, 3, 5, 4, 5, 8, and 12 in an amount not to exceed $8,705. You can do with it as you please.
How
So-
do you even come up with that
I have
figure?
It's,
A
yeah,
question.
that's not the, probably the proper wording for it. It's because you only added one per cut on that probably, right, when you added those numbers up, Ralph?
I added up exactly what he's presented. Awesome.
This will be per week or per cut. Now this will dry, you're probably not doing that. So you see, per weekly, so it could be more. We're just approving him to use these numbers as necessary. It's not really a total amount.
Per
the
service.
dollar amount might
Because the dollar
change.
amount is where, when he decides he's gonna cut or need a cut, it'd be that much per week. Or per application for weeds, but we're gonna approve his unit prices.
That
that
might
makes-
be a better way to word it.
Does that make sense, Ralph?
Approve his unit
I
prices.
guess so. But what, I'm just trying to figure out what it is we're approving. I bet we giving him an open-ended contract with no top.
Blaine's gonna have them cut per week, for the most part. I mean, it's so dry right now, they probably wouldn't have to, but per week for those unit prices listed there. And then if he wants them to do the cleanup or the, see, we're not, spring cleanup, we're done with spring. And this is only for, till the end of the year for right now. This is just this year.
Per service.
Right,
Per
so
line
per
item.
service, it's as required per service.
really
It's
a
those
total
prices we're
cost.
approving.
Okay, well, we put a not to exceed on it, and if he runs out of money, he's gotta come back and tell us why.
But we'd have to figure out each one of those cuts, how much it is times the rest of the year. We're just gonna prove that,
Because it could be different, like, depending on if they use it more or less, like, it could be more or less of.
Right.
yeah, I guess if you got all of August, September, and that's probably it for cutting, there's 8 weeks at that number there for that one, and then 8.
Right. You can't really put a
like this?
total dollar figure on it, because it's a rolling number with the way it's.
We're approving him to utilize Kevin's at these rates as needed, once per week per cut for those, and then if he needs
Yeah,
those.
I don't have any problem. I
At
just
the
think we
rates
should
listed.
I think we should stick a limit on the top of it. He'd keep track of how much he's spending, and if he runs out of money, he needs to come back and ask. I don't like giving unlimited item. I don't know, am I saying this right, Cindy, or that, or it doesn't make any damn difference, or what?
I'm sorry.
You're not
really-
gonna comment on
I
it?
don't have any involvement in this project, really. I would say that if you were to approve any service as an hourly or a per item rate, that's acceptable. I mean, you set a limit based on that for other services that we have.
Okay, we
May
can
not
say
be-
at the per item rate specified in the
Contract.
contract that
There you go.
he provided us, and through the end of what, this year?
At the end of the season, that'd be appropriate. Is that okay with you?
Yep.
That's better.
I have a question, but I don't think there's, I'll support it, for discussion, but the question that I have, do we know, like, by chance, off the top of our heads, like, if there's gonna be a dollar amount savings? Cause I know that was the purpose of, I think that, or, well, I mean, they needed time, cause they were doing overtime for.
I did a cost analysis, yeah,
quite a
definitely,
bit.
this is a lot cheaper than sending our guys out on overtime.
Okay.
If we could have got the summer help position filled, that might have been close to the same, or.
Yeah, we've been doing it for years.
But we can't get it, we couldn't get
doing it for
anybody to
years
do
now.
that, so.
Right.
We had the grass guy for years, that's all he did was
I
cut
mean,
grass.
the
It
overtime
was great.
report's over here right now,
He got the-
a significant portion of that amount was for cutting,
Okay.
and
So next year might be a difference.
for cutting that whole lawn there is cheaper than, it's less than 1 hour of our guys at overtime. And we
Really?
still gotta load the trailer up, and
Yeah.
all the more to
Right,
these
right.
plates, you know what I mean? So, yeah,
Yep.
so,
Okay.
but we left it strictly as, for this year only, because we'll wanna evaluate
I
here
think
and there.
time is a factor too. I don't think they have enough, 3 guys to do everything is just
Right.
not happening.
Possible.
It's not working very well.
That's why we had.
That's why we had
the
the
summer
lawn guy for years, and
Right.
we just couldn't get a replacement.
Right, right.
This is a
So,
replacement for
that
the
answer your
lawn guy.
question?
Yeah, thank
Okay.
you.
Maybe we can get the lawn guy next year.
Anybody else have any other questions or comments?
I'll let somebody else try to word the motion.
You did it right.
Yeah.
You
got there.
You did it right. We got it.
Line item
You got it written down right, yeah, okay.
Yep, all right, so Knott's and Richley?
Yep.
Okay, all right. Roll call vote. Trustee Babel?
Yes.
Trustee Knotts?
Yes.
Trustee Richley?
Yes.
Clerk Matei, yes. Supervisor Westrick?
Yes. You know what you did propose, right?
Yes, Richley, okay.
All right, new business number 2, CWSRF bond resolution revised again.
And the question is why?
They didn't have the right amount on there.
It's gotta do better than that, Vern, because we
Is
just got
that-
through explaining
I
to
got
us what a great savings we had.
Does
because
it have to do with the 58,000 that just came up, or is that why?
Yes, that's part of it.
Lara can.
That's part
Very
of it.
good.
That's part of it. Yep.
Okay. What
We
is
just
your
got
name,
through saving
please?
250
What is your
grand.
name?
Lara Beyer from Project Control Engineering.
Thank you.
I'm here for Anthony. He knows more about this than I do, but he's on vacation right now. So, to the best of my ability, it's not the 58,000. It's that I believe that earlier it was based on the estimated construction cost instead of actually what was bid. So that's what the error was, as far as I understand.
Wait a second. We just got the information that the bids were opened.
Yes, they were.
They said that there was 150 or something like that, mill 50. And Anthony came up with a way of removing the certain manholes that saved us $250,000.
Yes, and that's still the
But he was going to
case.
have to put a few bucks in for engineering, checking things out
Yes.
because they're not using it.
Yes.
But that does not account for jumping it by almost $500,000.
If I might add, though, what you're talking about is just the project costs. There's a lot of costs that are on top of, outside of the actual project, the engineering. There's all the bonding costs, public hearing costs. Those were not included in that first number.
Okay.
They overlooked those costs, I
Thank
believe.
you. I was wondering what that's money keep. No further questions.
They had a math error, basically, Ralph, to answer your question. They didn't add it up right. I just don't understand why not, but it was on our bond people.
Tell Andy, you better get his act together. We talked about this before. We're going to do it right the first time.
Well, to be clear, it was the bonding and our financial advisors.
Yeah. It
error,
wasn't
not our engineers.
Engineering problem, it was the bond council and the market advisor, financial advisor. It was another phone call. But anyway. Is there any other questions on it? Still, the amount that was all added all together was what it was gonna be. We just didn't have it right.
Okay. Do you want me to go ahead and read this resolution?
Well, that makes 13 million bucks we're bonding.
Yeah,
1380.
You got any, what, you got change in your pocket, Vern?
well, the 3 here and the 6 is, yeah, it's gonna be close to 10 million. Probably just highlight the changes if you want to. It's the same otherwise.
You got to start reading.
Yeah.
Sandy offered to do that.
It's not
so
that
let her do
long.
that.
Okay,
Well, you
let's
can-
It's a
just.
short one.
You can
The
shorten it.
Township Board has previously adopted a resolution titled Bond Authorizing Resolution 2022 Capital Improvement Bonds at its regular meeting July 18, 2022, setting forth perimeters for the sale and delivery of said caption bonds. The bond resolution authorized the bonds to be issued in the amount not to exceed $2,820,000. And whereas the Township Board desires to amend the bond resolution to increase the par amount of the bonds to not exceed $3,080,000. Now therefore be it resolved that amendment to the third recital paragraph of the bond resolution, the third recital paragraph of the bond resolution is hereby amended and restated in its entirety to read as follows. Whereas to finance the cost of the project, the Township Board deems it necessary to borrow the principal sum of not to exceed $3,080,000 and issue capital improvement bonds pursuant to Act 34 Public Acts of Michigan, 2001. Number 2, amendment to Section 1 of the bond resolution. The first paragraph of Section 1 of the bond resolution is hereby amended and restated in its entirety to read as follows. 1, authorization of bonds, bond terms. Bonds of the township designated as the 2022 capital improvement bonds, limited tax general obligation, are authorized to be issued in the aggregate principal sum of not to exceed $3,080,000, as finally determined by order of the Eagle for the purpose of paying the cost of the project, including the costs incidental to the issuance, sale, and delivery of the bonds. The bonds shall be in the form of one or more single fully registered, non-convertible bonds of the denomination of the full principal amount thereof, dated as of the date of delivery, payable in the principal installments as finally determined at the time of the sale of the bonds, and approved by the authority and either the township manager, the supervisor, the clerk, and the treasurer, each an authorized officer. Final determination of the principal amount of and interest on the bonds and the payment dates and amounts of principal installments of the bonds shall be evidenced by the execution of a purchase contract between the township and the authority providing for sale of the bonds. And each of the authorized officers is authorized and directed to execute and deliver the purchase contract when it is in final form and to make the determination set forth above. Provided, however, the first principal installment shall be due no earlier than April 1st, 2023, and the total number of principal installments shall not exceed 30. I move for adoption of this resolution.
Sandy.
Support.
Moved and supported. Any other questions or comments? Clerk, please call.
Roll call vote. Trustee Babel?
Yes.
Trustee Netz?
Yes.
Trustee Richley?
Yes.
Clerk Matei, yes. Supervisor Westrick?
Yes.
One, just to be clear, since the lady's here, we're authorizing this level of bonding, but we only bond what we actually incur in costs. Is that correct?
I believe so.
The bonds will be for this amount, Ralph.
You know,
The contracts are for, as far as the construction costs go, I mean, that's already set now, but it's true,
that's
we
because
might not,
know what the costs are now.
Yes,
Is
that's
that what
correct.
you're saying? Okay, thank you.
yeah, okay.
There is
Spend it.
175 roughly of contingency in there too for bonds, but. Okay, new business 3 is water and sewer rates and the water meter replacement program rates. The rate committee met on July 7th, and there was a majority consensus, or whatever you want to call it, that these are the recommendations. The majority of the members agreed to basically, we're going to keep the rates the same and just add another year. So the water rates in 2022, which is October of this year, will increase by 8.7%. Sewer rates will go up 12%. 2023 is 5% for both water and sewer. Same thing for 24, 5%, 5%. And 2025, 2.5% and 2.5%. Of course, it'll be reviewed again next year before October as well. But that was a recommendation by the rate committee. And
Just do them one at a time.
yeah, so that's resolution number 15-22. Do we need to read the whole thing, Sandy? Or just, I summarized that. Township Board of Trustees is authorized by statute and by provisions of the East China Township Code of Ordinances, Chapter 453-14, 453-15, Section A, which indicates that water and sewer rates shall be set by resolution of the Township Board of Trustees, and whereas the cost of repairs, operation, and maintenance of the East China Township water distribution system are anticipated to increase, and these rates would move toward making both water and sewer services self-supporting systems. And whereas the proposed increases have been provided upon the recommendation of the Rate Review Committee, whereas the Township Board of Trustees finds that the amended proposed schedule of rates is reasonable and necessary, and these rates will become effective October 1st of 2022, annual review period required. Be it resolved that the Board of Trustees affirms that the following rate increase will be adopted as shown below as I just described and attached Schedule A. All resolutions and parts of resolutions, so far as they conflict with the provisions, could be the same, are rescinded. That's it for that one.
Could I just make a point? It appears that the Schedule A dates are incorrect. It should start at 2022 and increase annually, just at the top of each chart.
I'm sorry.
Gotcha. Because it's,
I didn't get that. What did you say?
because this
These
is
dates
20
are- The year.
it's supposed to be
We got the
22.
dates a little messed up on that schedule right there, Ralph.
Oh, yeah, I know that.
Okay. This first one's supposed to be 2022,
Yeah, okay.
23,
Yeah,
Make
this
sure
should
it's
be
good for the
2,
minutes.
2024.
4,
2025.
and 5.
Thank you, Cindy. And everything else is correct. So that's the resolution. I hear a
As I
motion.
understand, did we discuss this? The increases also apply to the ready-to-serve rates. Is that correct?
That's what's in the charts. Yeah,
I agree with that. I just want to make sure it's in there.
yeah, that's,
We need a roll call vote on that one.
Need a motion first.
I thought you just made it.
You are. You're the water and sewer
You
man.
read it, not me.
I'll make the motion to approve that. Resolution
I'll sup-
15-2022,
I'll support it.
as presented. I'll support it.
Okay,
Please call
roll
the
call vote. Trustee Babel?
Yes.
Trustee Netz?
Yes.
Trustee Richley?
Yes.
Clerk Matei, yes. Supervisor Westrick?
Yes. Next one is the water meter replacement program. Fees, Resolution 16-2022. Whereas the useful life, average life expectancy for a water meter is approximately 15 years, and whereas East China Township must plan for continued replacement of water meters on an annual basis under the water meter replacement program, and whereas the cost to purchase water meters has increased, and upon the recommendation of the rate review committee, the Township Board of Trustees finds that the current rates charged to water customers are not sufficient to fund the water meter replacement program. So now therefore it be resolved that East China Township Board of Trustees affirms that the following rate increases will be adopted as shown below effective October 1st of 2022. Meter replacement fee recommendations in its per quarterly billing, based on a 15-year replacement estimate of cost. The old fee was $2.25 for less than 1 inch. It will now be $7.70. 1 inch is $3.25 was the old fee. It'll be $7.70 for 1 inch. The old fee for inch and a half was $5.25. It'll be $14.25 for inch and a half. All resolutions, parts of resolutions, as far as they are conflict with the provisions of this resolution.
Do you move for adoption?
I disregard I was sitting in that meeting, and I'm going to bring this up and let the board decide. There was also a resident, Larry, was at the meeting. He agreed with me, but we were outvoted. Since we just got through tacking on 12% on the water and 8% on the, and almost 9% on the sewer, I think we ought to do this in two pieces rather than to tack it all on 1 year. And what I and Larry were recommending is that we do half of it this year and levy the other half next year for this particular item. We've been getting along for years and years and years. It's not going to affect the township to do this. Yes, we need to rate them, but I don't think we need to bang the taxpayers with it all at once.
More than double.
And I would think about something like the new fee for the 1 inch being $5 now, and then for the 1 inch being $6 and the 1.5 being $10, and then next year we raise it to the rates that are actually the balance to the rates that are actually here is what I would recommend. That's my piece.
Yeah, this is what the committee as a whole voted on to approve, and I think the basis was, we just approved Blaine to buy, what, $16,000 worth of meters and everything, and we actually didn't even have enough money in the water meter replacement program to do that. That's, I think, what sparked all this, is because we found out the price of the new meters and how much they are. And it's basically to cover this, so that is what the committee as a whole decided. You guys want to discuss that or whatever, that's fine with me, but.
Ralph's
I
idea
guess I don't know how
sounds
we
pretty
even do
good.
this.
Well, you can either propose this, we can change it right now and vote on my change, we can vote on what you just read and see how it comes out. That's how you do it.
Okay, well, then I make a motion to approve as presented. Let's try that first, I guess. That's fine, that's what I thought. And if there's no support, then it will die. If there is, then we take a vote.
Are you making a motion to?
Yes, I did. To approve this as presented.
Right.
So, question, because I'm not the brightest on this stuff. So, what would the difference be, like, financially if we did it, what's the...
The total dollar amount over the whole township? I have no idea.
Okay.
For a person that's got a 1 inch
right.
meter, which is most of the people,
Yeah.
if you run it from 225 to 770, that is $4.75 increase. You got to multiply that by 4 because they get 4 bills a month.
Right.
So
A
we're talking
year.
$16 to
Per year,
$17 a year increase in their bill over and above what we just approved at 12%.
How many households do we have
But
in the
that's what
township?
that's what I'm,
How many households we got? Probably
Oh, there's 1,800 in the system, but not all of them are in East China,
1,500?
probably.
What, you do the math. 1,500 times, say even $20.
But this is just the price. I don't disagree with the price of the meters. I don't disagree that we need to get this kind of money. What I'm saying is I don't think we got to get it all this year.
I would agree with that.
$30,000.
Do you have a support? I didn't.
We don't have a
We
support
do
yet.
not.
Well, no.
I $30,000 difference if we don't collect it.
You need a second to discuss.
Yeah, there's been no support that I know, so, but it's 30 grand that we'll have to come up with to fund this, because that's what the meters are costing us now.
Okay.
Well, why don't I support the motion and then let's vote
Just-
on it, and if we vote it, then we
Okay.
can make
Well, we
it.
can have more discussion if you want, though, now, there's a support
Let's
to
do
it,
that.
but,
All right.
yeah,
You
the
make a
difference is
motion,
if
I'll
we base
support
it on
it.
1,500 households at 20, it's 30, so.
Okay.
All right, so now we can do roll call vote. Trustee Bebo?
No.
Trustee Natz?
No.
Trustee Richley?
No.
Clerk Matei, no. Supervisor Westrick?
Yes.
Okay. That's down. All right. Mr. Natz, would you like to make a motion to revise? or-
I'd like to make a motion to revise the amount, proposed new fees in Resolution 16, 2022 for water meter replacement program fees to be for 1-inch meter, $5,
Under
for less than a
1
1-inch meter, $5, 1-inch meter, $6, and 1 1/2-inch meter, $10, with the understanding that these would be effective, 1 October, or effective immediately, I guess. 1 October is the next billing.
It'd be
October 1st.
October
The
1st.
next billing, and that with the understanding that the rates will be raised to the full rate of $7.70 and $14.25 next year, the remaining.
Well, yeah,
However you
but
do it, I don't know.
that's going to get decided in the next rate review
Right.
committee, so we
Okay.
don't really have to mention that, I guess.
All right,
For purposes of this Resolution 16, 2022 as amended, Mr. Nas has proposed increasing the fees for less than 1 inch from $2.25 to $5, for 1 inch, $3.25 to $6, and for 1 1/2-inch meters, the old fee was $5.25 to $10, effective October 1st of 2022. Is that correct,
I'll
Ralph?
support that motion.
Any more discussion? Okay, clerk, please call the roll.
Roll call vote. Trustee Bebo?
Yes.
Trustee Natz?
yes.
Trustee Richley?
Yes.
Clerk Matei, yes. Supervisor Westrick?
No. Okay, motion carried. New business number 4. We had another desktop computer. It's not really that old, but it's crapped out on us, basically. Warranty expired just shortly ago, of course. It's just out of warranty, but long story short, we need a new computer. And the proposal here is to approve the purchase of a new desktop computer at a cost not to exceed $950, and that's not including setup or installation. General Ledger 101-265-930-02 to be charged.
So moved.
Support?
Been moved and supported. Any other questions or comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Roll call vote. Trustee Bebo?
Yes.
Trustee Natz?
Yes.
Trustee Richley?
Yes.
Clerk Matei, yes. Supervisor Westrick?
Yes. Okay, announcements. Sandy, you can cover that, or I can. Limited staff in the building and counter services tomorrow due to the elections. That means 8 AM to noon, or nobody tomorrow?
No.
No, it means there will be someone there,
Yeah,
but
right, just limited
Wendy.
staff, though.
there won't be
Just-
a lot of
Wendy or
access to
myself.
resources if they need something
Yeah,
extra
just
done.
front counter people, okay. Yeah, election tomorrow, don't forget to vote. And I guess just comments with,
I have one.
Yes.
That gentleman that came in earlier, he answered my
I was
question.
just trying to think of his name too, Kevin,
Simon,
Simon, yes.
Okay. I was gonna ask about that during the consent agenda, but I think it would be worth kind of just looking into the fence.
Yeah, I think Steve Abel there was going to try to
Yeah,
get
their
together a
committee,
cemetery
so yeah,
committee and
committee.
see if we can
Yeah.
put something together.
Good.
Then we'll have it on the agenda next.
Can't hurt to
Okay.
find out what
Yep,
it's
right,
cost.
just to see.
You're going to have it on the agenda the next meeting? Is the committee going to meet prior to that then?
Oh, probably not, but I can get the information out together and so we can discuss it. right? Or do
Well,
we have
the
to have?
advisory committee should bring something, I think, to the
Okay.
board, right?
Yeah, you're gonna have to get someone to get a footage on it and what type of fence you want and
Okay.
a cost on it.
Yeah,
Probably
Okay.
take some time.
yeah. So within the
Might take you a
next
little longer than,
few meetings.
Yeah.
but we'll look into it by all means.
Yeah,
Okay,
So maybe we try to budget for next year or something.
yeah.
yeah, that's true, so we're gonna have to budget for it.
Anybody else have anything?
Anything else?
Yes, just voting tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. here at the Township Hall till 8 p.m.
Thank you.
Come out and vote.
Anybody else? Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Ridgely?
I'll make a motion to adjourn at 8:11.
I support.
Supported by Babel.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned.